Good morning, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and this is your short take. We're going to talk about something this morning we don't normally talk about. We're going to talk about football. Don't get too excited now. We are also going to return to the shit show in Congress where the GOP is attempting to install a Speaker of the House so that maybe the government can do some work this year. But we're going to discuss that after today because we want to see what happens. What we do know is Kevin McCarthy is no closer to being the Speaker than he was when this all started, okay, on the 3rd. But this morning, I want to talk about Damar Hamlin, who went down in a heap in a game the other night, right in the first quarter. He tackled somebody, stood up, and then collapsed, went into cardiac arrest. Now, he is currently in the hospital in critical condition. His heartbeat was, of course, restored on the field. And then I heard that it was lost again in the hospital and brought back, and he was brought back again. And no one really knows his status. He's still undergoing tests. But many people are out there talking about reforming the sport. It is no doubt a violent sport. It really is. And Americans love their violence. No matter how you want to look at it, they love their violence. They love it when the helmets crack together. And this has been going on for quite some time. I remember going to schoolboy games where young kids in grammar school were carted off the field with broken collarbones and concussions. And to me, to start that stuff at that age is just, it's egregious, in my opinion. I think pro football should become a flag football sport. I think it would be best for everybody who has to play because these people are essentially human gladiators for the American public to satisfy their lust for violence. There's no other way to talk about this. Earlier this year, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins got a head injury. The team misrepresented it as a back injury, allowed him to play the following week, and he sustained another head injury. And then people wonder why all of these people are sick with CRT as they get older in their lives. This sport is violent. The helmets do not protect your brain from smacking against your cranium, okay? They don't. There is no chest protection. Did the hit cause his heart to stop? It's entirely possible, okay? It is entirely possible. It isn't common, but it is possible. We don't know yet. He is still unconscious. He is still undergoing tests, and they don't even know if he's going to be able to respond on his own. He's 24 fucking years old. But even worse than the sport itself was the sport that was exhibited by right-wingers who are anti-vaxxers, immediately taking to the social media platforms to declare that Damar Hamlin collapsed because he was vaccinated, and that's what caused his problem. They do this without any scientific information, without any medical doctor proclaiming anything yet. And believe me, no one has said yet that the sport caused this either. He could have had a long-standing heart problem that nobody knew about, a congenital heart defect. No one knows. No one. But for people like Charlie Kirk and Stu Peters to be out there spreading this shit about the vaccine, claiming that far too many athletes have dropped from the vaccine, what are they talking about? If there were sports figures dying in droves, I promise you, the media would be all over that. The right-wingers in this country never fail to seize an opportunity to prey on the American public's psyche. And they have been doing this since the beginning of COVID. And as a result, we have over 1 million people in this country dead from a virus. And they have contributed to this. Let's make no mistake about this. And by the way, Donald Trump also contributed to this by peddling garbage to the American people about how it was going to just disappear, or you can just take, ivermectin, whatever. You don't need a vaccine, as he funded the pharmaceutical companies and insisted that the vaccine be named after him. Yet he was out there demonizing Anthony Fauci and elevating a woman who was a fucking witch doctor in Stella Emanuel. This country is so far removed from what it should be. It's not even funny at this point. Public health was never, ever controversial like it is today. And it's to the detriment of everybody. Out in Ohio, Jim Jordan, continually posting that Ohio should drop all vaccine mandates. And now we have an outbreak of measles in Ohio, an outbreak of measles, a disease that was virtually eradicated by scientific progress. We are going backwards here. But the right wing, Stu Peters, Charlie Kirk, human scum, absolutely positively human scum. There's no other way to describe them. And I know people are going to be all over me saying that, well, that's not free speech to call them human scum. It sure than shit is. If you're going to be out there lying to the American people about the vaccines and about the fact that COVID, you can just, fight it off yourself naturally, that may be true for some people, but it's not true for over 1 million people in this country right now. Many people who died were anti-vaxxers, including a friend of mine, by the way. The right wing in this country, and aided and abetted by the GOP from day one, has been a detriment to this nation. It is a testament to just how far you can go with a party until it turns into a total cult. That is exactly what the GOP is right now. A cult of ignorance, a cult of lies, and a cult of stupid. And there's just no other way to phrase this. If this is offensive to some people on the right, so be it. I have to question anybody who would vote for someone like Donald Trump. And then let's lay them all out. Let's lay them all out. All the deniers: Jim Jordan, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, every single one of them. Ron DeSantis, who has made a mess and mishandled, by the way, the coronavirus in his state. And nothing has been said about this. It has been postulated that Donald Trump could be charged with negligence for the way he handled this virus in this country. He admitted to Bob Woodward he knew it was serious, but lied about it because he didn't want to get everybody all upset. And what Donald Trump was really worried about was his re-election chances. And you know what? His mishandling of that helped him to lose. No one stole this election. He was, without a doubt, egregious in his handling of this thing from day one. From day one, his staff forced the CDC to change their reports, to fail to report certain things. None of this is okay. But my point here is, we have a 24-year-old on life support right now, and his family was sitting in the stands and watched this. And they have been nothing but gracious and appreciative of the outgoing of the support that they have received since this. But the shit that's going on with the right-wing anti-vaxxers here is unconscionable. And it is preying on his family and he himself by doing all of this. Using a person who is in this position to advance a political agenda is a disgusting, horrible act. And it should be called out every time it is seen. And it is all over Twitter. It is everywhere. And it's poison. I will talk to you all later. We will revisit the GOP shit show as we attempt yet again to elect a speaker later on tonight. And you guys have a good day.